I don't think that's not going to be a decision kind of thing, so don't feel like compelled to go get more or whatever. We know that you kind of people that do like it, and there's people in this sitting up here that like it, right? So that's not an issue. So just don't feel the burden of collecting that data.
And there's several people who don't like it.
Right.
So, I mean, if you go get the signatures and based off of that, I think you would lose for the number of calls I've had over it. So, anyway, everything, previous action's been rescinded, and, there will be something done with this, consider. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna move
Enjoy your
on.
Poinsettia. Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you. Number 12, consider approval of waiver of potential conflict of interest involving the interlocal agreement to establish a partnership for the mutual aid response, for fire service.
We have brought stuff like this to you before. There was a mutual aid agreement between Edward and River Oaks and New York City, Canal City, and so in order for us to help you with that, we needed to provide you with this letter to get your consent that we do expect to send back.
Make a motion to approve the waiver of mutual conflict.
Second. Have a motion second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, public hearing in order to receive citizen comments regarding amending reinvestment zone number 1, City of River Oaks boundary and its benefits to the City of River Oaks and to provide a reasonable opportunity for any owner of property within the proposed amendment zone to protest the inclusion of their property within the proposed amendment zone, which contains approximately 152.97 acres and is proposed to be amended to include an additional approximate 3.94 acres unit located along the River Oaks Boulevard and being wholly located within the corporate limits of the City of River Oaks. This public hearing is now open.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Kirk McDaniel, and I work for Petty Associates located at 350 Root Snow Drive, Suite 200, Keller, Texas. Been working on this for several months now, and I just want to give you a brief overview on the public process. This is for the TERS item as well as for the comprehensive plan update. They're interrelated, so I have one presentation for both items. That's item number 13 and item number 15. So I just wanted to give a brief overview on the public process for the comprehensive plan update. It began at a March 23rd workshop between City Council, the Economic Development Corporation, and the Planning and Zoning Commission. There was a needs assessment survey that was distributed to the various members of the groups that were there that day, and the results of that survey are what informed the comprehensive plan update that was drafted. From March to October is where the vast majority of that work was done, including meetings with the North Central Texas Council of Governments and with city staff in order to affect those updates, the comprehensive plan updates. That was then presented, the results of that work was presented at the community meeting on October 28, 2019. And that was also where public input on the plan was solicited from the public. City Council heard the public's input and requested additional changes to be made to the comprehensive plan update. Those changes were made and they were incorporated into the presentation for the P&Z hearings in November and in December. At the conclusion of the December public hearing for the P&Z Commission, the Commission approved unanimously the comprehensive plan update, and so that's leaves us here today. That was yesterday. Regarding the actual text update on the slide for the 2013 comprehensive plan, it's important to note that the 2013 comprehensive plan was never officially adopted by the city. We discovered that during the process of updating it. And so what is before you now includes the work of the 2013 comprehensive plan as well as the work of the commercial corridor addendum that was prepared this year. There were slight adjustments made to the 2013 comp plan text itself. They're noted on the slide currently. For the most part, it's pretty limited changes to the text, primarily focused on the future land use map and the section, in that section, including some statistics on the future land use map that were updated with the map that was proposed and shown to council at the community meeting and P&Z at the hearing. The lion's share of the work was done on the commercial corridor update, which is at the back of that packet on the 2013 comprehensive plan. And that was really presented to council and to P&Z at the community meeting hearing and then at the P&Z hearing in you've seen that, and that's what you worked with. And it's just the text version of that document.
And we're talking about page 105.
Yes, sir. Starting on page 105 of that is where the commercial corridors and then starts. So it's the new work for the comprehensive plan update.
Could you briefly tell them what that section is referencing?
What's the commercial corridor that is referencing?
Yeah, from that page 105
Mhm.
out, you basically tell council and the audience what that is.
So that the addendum is referencing the goal of the scope for Petty and Associates, which was optimizing the development corridor, the commercial corridor for River Oaks. And so it's detailing the corridor development strategy, including the community mixed use, land use designation. And then it also includes a estimated economic impact analysis of that corridor, of the CMU district area specifically. It's based on a mock analysis that was done by our planning partner, ch02, as noted on there. And it's detailing economic development strategies to optimize that corridor. This was all presented at the community meeting and with P&Z at the meetings that I previously noted in October and November. This is just the text version that's writing it all out and explaining it all in some more detail.
And the changes to the future land use map and to the thoroughfare plan, can you detail to that what actually the only change is?
The only change for the future land use map was the inclusion of this purple area, the community mixed use area. No other changes of the future land use map were contemplated at the time, or at this time. And then for the master thoroughfare plan, the only change for that one was the inclusion of the new road that would be connecting Meandering Drive with River Oaks Boulevard. So those are the only changes to those documents.
And the reason we didn't adopt the 2013 at the time was because we had the quarter plan coming up, that came up in 2016. The 2013 plan was a joint plan that was worked with military, cities around the military, and it was they had an engineer that did all of the city's plan, and this one in particular was addressed to us on the 2013 comp plan. And we all went through that plan at that time and even adopted a resolution to that. So nothing has been changed on that is the point I'm trying to get across. Nothing has been changed whatsoever on that. The only changes are what he's talking about, the addendum, creating the zone in there that we're talking about for future use, and also for the same thing on the future land use map. That's the only changes that this incorporates.
Although he did state where Kessler was for businesses on bottom, studio or multifamily on top, Eddie said it was 3-story high density.
Okay.
That would be a change.
Yeah. From what we have now.
Big change. Big change.
The part that I read had retail on bottom, residential on top, but
But
then
it didn't like, he testified to this twice, that it's high density.
Then he said that model doesn't work.
That model doesn't work, so we got cog and this and conflicts.
But this was in the part, y'all did pages 105 to the back. It was in that part of it. Pretty sure.
We had a statement about moving the
It,
city all into this area, which,
Yeah, 'cause it's mixed use.
I know it's mixed use, but the mixed use I want it to be is taxpaying mixed use, not city hall.
But like under, let me find it here.
It still council approved, or whatever the project would be.
Yeah, I know that, but
That's the real question, is whether this goes through just like it is, or whether it goes through and then we address the other issues as we go along as development.
well, and plus the way it's been presented is that